Order in the court, order in the court. Welcome to my new series, Out of Order. Okay, because some of y'all are out of order. Now, I'm Denise Brady, Judge Brady, some of y'all, Judge Brady. If you are new here, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, this is a satirical, light fun, a little bit of therapy sprinkled in, but we're going to have a lot of fun discussing order in the court cases, relationships, from a therapist perspective, but a little ratchet, a little funny, a little satirical, okay? So it's not going to be too serious, but we got order in the court, order in the court. We got some things to talk about, so make sure you hit that like, you subscribe, and if you want this live, okay, this is my first time doing it, but if you want it live, let me know in the chat where you're watching from. If you're part of the replay gang, let me know, okay? Let me know. But we got a case to get into, okay? All of y'all have been hearing about Brenay, Tim, but we need to come to court. Okay, we need to come to court because this lady slept with her friend. Man, it took him. But as a judge, as a therapist, as a family, order in the court, we're going to have to get into it. Now, let's get into a little bit of the history of the case. And nobody can do it better than Mel herself. Okay, if you're not familiar with Mel, she is, I am not a lawyer, but, and she covers all things cases. Y'all need to go follow her, subscribe to her channel. On the social, she everywhere. Okay, so we about to get into it, but come on in. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. But let's get into it right about now. All right, hit that like, subscribe to the channel, do all the things as I get my life together over here. If you like it, let me know. But just something a little light, a little fun. Okay, so let's get into it.
This is Brenay Kennard, and she's a TikTok influencer currently being sued for sleeping with her friend's husband. And I read all the legal documents, even though I'm not a lawyer. So let me fill you in on this crazy case. Like I said, her name is Brenay Kennard. She's an influencer with almost 3 million followers on TikTok. And in May of 2021, she married this man whose name is Devin. Brenay and Devin live in North Carolina, and they spent a ton of time hanging out with Devin's cousin Tim and Tim's wife, Akira. Brenay and Devin, Tim and Akira. So these two couples hang out, they go on double dates, make social media videos together, go to birthday parties, basketball games, baseball games, all the couple things. Until in January of 2024, Akira discovers a video of Brenay, her friend, and Tim, her husband, talking about things that they've done together. And yes, earlier I said Tim and Devin were cousins, so that would mean that Tim slept with his cousin's wife.
Wait, out of order. Her cousin, his cousin, they cousins, they cousins. Out of order already, out of order.
Akira learns that this affair between her husband and her friend started in December of 2023, and on occasion even happened in her house when she would be asleep. After all of this is discovered, Tim and Brenay move out of the homes that they share with their spouses and into a home together.
For all who don't know, me and Devin are divorced. And that's not a good thing, but another thing, your girl is moving.
And then a few months after that, Akira sues Brenay, alleging that as a direct result of Brenay sleeping with her husband, Akira has suffered humiliation, mental anguish, and injury to her health. She says,
Now, Mel, okay, you're not an attorney, but in this situation, you are. Okay, let me have you rest your case for a second as I get into it. For those of you who do not know, in certain states, you can sue. I think it's for like alienation of feelings, where somebody takes your man and you are left with the feelings and emotions of all the stuff that happened. You were married to somebody, and so in North Carolina, you could sue. Okay, you could sue because you were left anxious, depressed, all the fallout from somebody having an affair with your husband, your wife, whoever. In certain states, you can sue the other party for pain and suffering. So now this is all a court case. Okay, but Mel, go right ahead. Okay, do your not an attorney thing.
her children are now deprived of a two-parent household, and Akira is deprived of the love, affection, companionship, and economic support of her own husband because he's given it all to Brenay. Akira also says the fact that the two of them are flaunting this relationship all over the internet.
See, that's the thing. Rest your case for a second, Mel. You telling me she stole her friend man, no care, flung it all over the internet, and you think I'm not about to sue in a state where I can sue? Oh, you got me all the way messed up. Okay, but Mel, go ahead, Mel.
Oh, I thought the music was gonna play.
No, you gotta just do it. Just once.
Alright.
Only adds to the humiliation and mental anguish that Akira is already suffering, and so she wants Brenay to pay. Now, of course, filing the lawsuit is only the beginning step. So to prepare for trial, Akira and her attorney started sending subpoenas. They asked for Brenay's bank statements, her proof of income, her current lease, any video she has of Akira's kids, and all communications between Brenay and Tim, including text messages, videos, WhatsApp. She asked for it all. And at first, Brenay's attorney responds to the subpoenas by asking the judge for more time to gather all the documents and respond to everything. But even with the new due date, Brenay and her attorneys never send anything over. So after their deadline passes, Akira's attorney files a motion asking the judge to sanction or punish Brenay and her attorney for not responding to the subpoena, because not having that information is preventing Akira from preparing for this trial. And it's also costing her more money in attorney fees. So this request for sanctions happened on November 20th, 2024. And then the next thing that happens in this case is on January 30th, 2025, when Brenay's attorney files a motion to withdraw, like leave the case. The motion says that the defendant, meaning Brenay, wants him to withdraw. So now there's a hearing scheduled for April 1st, but a mediator has also been assigned to this case, and it says the deadline for a conference with that mediator is April 19th, and then the trial is scheduled to start on May 19th. So that's the lawsuit between the wife and the girlfriend. Okay. But remember, I said Brenay was also married. She was married to Devin, who is Tim's cousin. Well, Devin has also filed a lawsuit. His lawsuit is against his cousin, Tim, and it's for the same reasons Akira is suing for, saying that his cousin broke up his marriage. There was also a temporary custody order that was put in place to say that Akira and Tim's kids couldn't be left alone with Brenay. But Akira says that Brenay has broken that order countless times. So again, this is in North Carolina where you can sue for this kind of stuff. So I don't know, child. Y'all tagged me in this and wanted a recap, but this is a mess. North Carolina, what are y'all doing?
North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off. Yeah. Okay. Now, as a judge, I already know it's a restraining order with this girl. Okay. The ex-wife got a restraint with this girl, but this girl right here got some issues. You was being intimate, having spicy time in your friend house. Okay. In your friend house. Why she sleep? Knowing that that's your friend, that's shiesty. Okay. That's shiesty and that's out of order. Out of order right there. How do you have a relationship, a friendship with somebody, but then you creeping with a man at night? Okay. Oh, and it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse because now the trial is in place. And the ex-wife has a restraining order against this girl, but yet she still shows up to court with the ex-husband, who now is her man. Okay. Okay. This woman has a lot of mental health issues. Okay. It's a mess, but it would have never started if what? You hadn't decided you want your best friend man. Okay. But being selfish, knowing they got kids too, you've had a relationship with those kids, you've been at parties, functions, with that eye looking like, oh, I want her man. Now, is it jealousy? Is it that there's some arrested development here? Because this is not the mind of an adult woman. Okay, this is not the mind of an adult woman. Because why would you consciously know, I'm going to take your man? No matter what, I'm going to take your man. And it gets worse because now the case is happening. Let's talk about what's going on with the case now.
So a juror in the Brenay and Tim case stood up and said she couldn't take it anymore after watching the explicit video Brenay sent to Tim. She
Out of order. You telling me that now the jurors have to see the text messages and the tape of them being intimate and in the ex-wife house? Man. Over him? Over him. How small is Charlotte? Because I've been to Charlotte. Okay. It can't be that small. You doing all that over him. Okay, but let's continue.
said she couldn't be fair, couldn't be impartial, and walked out. That's how raunchy the evidence was. Akira, Tim's wife, was still on the stand when the video played. It showed Brenay lying on the floor in Akira's house, yes, her house, saying things no juror wanted to hear. She bragged about what they'd just done and even promised him the world, the moon, and the stars. Akira said she got physically sick when she saw it. Faint, sweaty.
Nobody want to see all that. Okay. And I wonder in court cases, was it necessary to show the video? Do the text messages, the social media say enough where I don't need to see the video as a juror, as an ex-wife? I know what went down. I accidentally found the video in the phone anyway. Okay. Apparently she was trying to, was she trying to file her taxes or look for some documents? And she found the video. I don't want to be re-traumatized. And the jurors are like, I'm trying to do my civil duty, but this ain't it. Y'all not paying me enough to sit up in here and miss work to watch all this jello. Okay. To watch all this movements. So I want to know from you guys, would you recuse yourself? Do you think that those type of things are a little bit too much, similar to the Diddy case? You know, judge has to go back, Judge Brady. Was it necessary for jurors to watch those tapes? And pulling from my therapeutic side, I wonder about the trauma of jurors, the things they have to see, discuss, sit with for weeks. And if you're on a long trial, months. But nobody thinks about that. The rest of the world, when the case is over, for the most part, they go back to their lives. They write books. Some jurors come out and speak about it. But what happens when a murder case, all those graphic photos, everything that I have to remember about the case still sits with me, the trauma of it. And I feel like there's not enough talk about the trauma of being a juror. Okay, and now I would rather go back to work, this juror said, than sit here for another day and be in these shenanigans and be in this mess.
Shaking and sent it straight to Tim demanding answers. But that wasn't the only bombshell. Text messages show Tim sending Brenay pictures of Akira's pedicure, telling her to copy.
What are we doing here with the nails? What are we doing here? Okay. I'm judging you because I'm a judge. Okay, I'm judging how you do anything with them nails. I be wondering when people have these long nails. Like, how can y'all? Let's just continue on because already out of order. Out of order.
Be the style. So all that Brenay trying to be Akira stuff, true. And the jury heard about the kids, too. Apparently Tim's been forcing them to call Brenay mommy.
Oh, hell no. Something is wrong with both of them. Okay? Something is wrong with both of them. And now it's friend versus spouse, spouse versus friend. I think it sounds like to me there were no, let me put it down for a second. Okay, tap into my therapeutic lens. Where are the boundaries? Okay, where are the boundaries in friendships? Were they blurred? Because there's just an overlapping of different roles, which to me complicates things. Okay, I think we need boundaries in friendships, emotional affairs, sexual affairs, seduction. All these things point to me that boundaries were crossed. Okay, there was no care And to me, a lack of, what do I always say, emotional intelligence in these relationships to see past my selfish needs. Now, I want to know from you guys also in friendships where you are coupling, having couples come over and do couple things. What are the boundaries that you set in place in your own relationship? With your friend, do you have conversations about, hey, let's talk about some boundaries. Let's be proactive and not reactive. Okay. But I feel like in friendships, especially when you bring in other relationships, there needs to be conversations around boundaries, around consent, because I think that these type of things are more common than what we hear. It's just this one is on the front lines because, Brenay is a famous TikToker, but this stuff happens all the time. Remember the Maury days where they would come on there and like, who the baby daddy? Okay, we've seen this cycle on the different shows: Maury, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones. Okay, we'll take it way back. Sally. Yeah, the millennial in me is showing up right now. But looking at this case, I think the wife should get the money. I'm not even done yet. And she should get the money. Okay. We're gonna rule right now. And my ruling is in favor of the ex-wife. Because y'all flying out here. How long was this going on? I need her to get a lot of money. Okay, we're gonna throw the book at the ex-husband. And then we're gonna sue the friend. We're gonna figure out a way to sue the friend for a civil suit.
Kids are confused and heartbroken while their parents' mess plays out on a public stage. Akira's family had to stage an intervention to get her to leave Tim because she believed every lie he told. But now, between the texts, the video, and Devin confirming everything, the truth is out. Tim wasn't just cheating with Brenay, he allegedly hooked up with another woman too. The next video evidence drops tomorrow and nobody knows what's on it yet. But if today made a juror walk out, tomorrow's gonna be chaos.
So we are only day one of this trial. And we got people walking out. As a judge, what am I supposed to do with this case if I have my jurors saying it's too much for them? And to know she wasn't the only one, so it's other women who really want this man. What's in the water over there in Charlotte? Okay, is it not enough men's that the folks got to walk to marry one? Okay, is it not enough men's?
Tearing up immediately when Robin asked her, who is the defendant to you? We all was like, and we had to keep it together. Akira in that very moment had tears in her eyes. Said this was
Akira is the wife.
Was once a friend.
Ex-wife, sorry.
Somebody I was close to. This is somebody who my kids call auntie, whatever. And Akira said, but she has now been deemed my stalker. Did you know Akira had to take out 3 restraining orders against Big Bad? Tearing up.
But yet she's still in court. And at that point, you have 3 restraining orders. She's still showing up at your house. She's still showing up at court with your ex-husband. Okay. What do you want from me? You already put it, the world know you slept with my man. Do you want to be me? Is it jealousy? Okay. What's really going on? A friend, y'all. She was a friend of mine. Okay, she was a friend. But it also goes back to, as children, as young girls, what do they sometimes tell us? Don't have nobody around your mans. Don't bring none of them other girls around your man, because they might try and take them. Now, I think some of that is a little bit of your own mama trauma, her trauma. But then there's cases like this where I'm like, oh, where's the lie? Girl, where the lie at? Your mama was right. Your mama was right. Now, this I could see being a movie. Okay, somebody at Tubi is already over there writing the script, paying attention. Okay, I will watch it. and then recap it. Okay, I would really watch it. But how do you heal from something like this? Okay, for the person who's betrayed, you might feel like, what's wrong with me? Did I miss the signs? How do I rebuild my self-worth? And for the third party, Brenay, what were her real motives? Is it just to take your man and say, I took him? Is it to hurt you? Is it attention? I feel like she's a attention whore. Yes. That's coming from the judge, not the therapist. Okay. But I feel like she is somebody who needs a lot of attention, as we've seen her on social media flaunting. Yeah, I got him. Okay. Now we should not judge, but I am a judge today. And I want to explore how personal identity and unmet emotional needs can be a catalyst for boundaries being crossed. Does anybody identify with any of these people in this case? Which role do I identify with? The betrayed, the betrayer, or the bystander? And what emotional needs were unmet in this scenario? Okay. What unmet needs that each of these people were, I think, needing something? Needing something. But for a betrayed partner, how do you build trust? Especially when the mistrust was seen across the world. Can you trust anybody to come into your life again and really love you? I think there's going to take a lot of self work, a lot of this, like, I think, disconnection from the internet, because even being on social media after this whole situation you've been through, I think can be re-traumatizing, re-triggering, because not only for yourself, but then you're hearing other women who share their stories about going through the same thing. Okay, going through the same thing. But I think there's just so much clout that shame does not exist. You know, where's the clout? Where's the clout? Oh, it's right there. But where's the shame? Shame ain't nowhere to be found because the clout is bigger than the feelings of shame. Okay. And I think there's no more stigma about being the other woman. That's another thing. There's no stigma anymore. There's no stigma. It's okay to be the other woman. It's okay to flaunt it. It's okay to make money off of it. Systematically, I think culture has shifted where I'm seeing more and more of these stories where it's okay to be the other woman. Okay. It's okay to flaunt that to somebody's man. Okay. It's okay. And it's sad because I think we're going to see more and more of these cases where, yeah, I got him and
They go pick Nay.
so they're going to pick me. And also the fact that I've talked about this earlier about her being in the court where there's 3 restraining orders. I wonder if there's also a level of, 1, attention. We talked about that, but 2, mistrust. Knowing that how I got him, I need to stay by his side because I don't really trust him. So I think there's a combination of I want the attention, but I think that it's also I can't trust him to be by himself because look what he did to her. Okay. But at the center of this case is betrayal. No boundaries, and somebody who's willing to take from other people to satisfy their own met needs. Not having her own self-worth, Brenay, getting her self-worth from relationships, from TikTok, people outside of her. And my concern is also, I ain't seen a lot of Oxygen Channel, ID Channel. How far would Brenay go to get this man and have the wife not be present. Okay, how far would she go? Too many of them fatal attraction shows, too many of those what I would do for my man. But as a let's come to our ruling right now. I'm going to rule in the favor of the ex-wife. We're going to put in a permanent restraining order. We're going to give her enough money to restart her life somewhere else if she chooses, because she really shouldn't have to give up her own life. Okay. We also going to rule in the favor of child support. Child supporting them kids. And we're going to give her a little bit of alimony for her pain and her suffering. And we're going to give her full parental rights. We're going to give her everything. I'm going to just throw the book at this man. Okay, I'm going to throw the book at him. Because there ain't no way you're going to walk up out of my court smiling with this one over here. You wanted her, so you're going to get everything that's going to come with it from the courts. Okay, you're going to get everything that come with it. But I think when you guys are looking at your own relationships, bringing couples in, bringing other people into your situations, you need to have boundaries. You need to have conversations about expectations from your partner, from your friend. And can you ever really trust somebody, another female, to be around your man? Okay, but this is not going to be the last of these type of cases. So that's why we're going to continue this series. But if you got to the end of this video, let me know your thoughts. Should I do it live? Okay, but this case is out of order. Make sure you guys hit that like, you subscribe, you share this video. Let me know your thoughts. And I will see you guys next time for a new case. Okay, bye.